Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of this Transport Fever 2 series where we're striving to make $1 billion with just road vehicles in Transport Fever 2. And if you know the game Transport Fever 2, it's a game about trains, about boats, and about planes, but we're just using road vehicles to add to the challenge and see if we can beat it and make some really cool road networks in this game. And I've got here our depot, which we've connected to our logs. At the end of the last episode, we made a tools factory. So the logs from here are going to go into our cargo hub, down to our Keynsham depot here, all the way across to our planks factory here, back to this tools factory, and our network is getting pretty hectic, pretty big. But this creates a bit of a problem because the central cargo hub I made here, I will freely admit, is an absolute car crash. I mean, look at this mess. It's not pretty. And it doesn't really even do the job very well. So you know what I'm thinking in this episode? I'm thinking that we nuke the thing and we rebuild it. So that's what I'm going to do because we've got so many vehicles now. You can see the queues of vehicles just waiting at this one crossover here. It's getting out of hand. We need to find a better way, and I've got an idea to do that. So if we look at the map that we've got, it's a pretty big map, and we've got towns down here. We've got Chertsey, which is our largest town, Keynsham over here, and we'll call this the southwest. Over in the southeast, we've got Berkhamsted, Stoke-on-Tees, Dawley, which is very little connected at the moment, and also Swanscombe, which we've worked on this area and bringing in some of these industries earlier. Then going north and northwest, we have Frodsham, Honiton and Barrow-in-Furness. And going northeast, we have Ongar, High Wycombe, Market Bosworth as three towns. In that, so thinking about this in kind of quadrants and having a central point at which all the resources come together, I think is a good idea. But the cargo hub that we have at the moment near Carnforth, which is our central town, and maybe this should be our capital being as it's so close to the centre, but it is at the centre here where we have our central cargo hub, where if we look at the line manager, we have lines going in almost every direction out from here, and the setup I have is it's just bad. There's no other way to say it. It's just bad. So I think what I'm going to have to do is destroy all the roads around here, and make something that looks pretty good, but also functions a lot better than what we have. And what we're going to do is I'm not going to limit myself to the one cargo hub that we have here. I think what we're going to do is we've got the 4 quadrants, which we just mentioned, and we're going to have 4 separate road depots, but they will all be connected. And that way we'll have much more flexibility in terms of the size of it. We'll be able to grow this to be a very large depot, but also we will be able to connect them all so that cargo will transfer equally between them. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to hit the pause button now. I am going to nuke this depot, and the game's not going to like it, but I do want to keep this because all my lines run to and from, pretty much all my lines run to and from this depot. So when I click the destroy button and that monstrosity disappears, I should have a depot sign here to say you can rebuild it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to do this all over. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to delete the roads that I never should have made because I don't know what I was doing when I did them. But we are going to slowly but surely get rid of these roads, and the game now is starting to run a little bit slow as well with the amount of vehicles we have. So we'll destroy them, and I want to clear out this section because I want to completely rebuild the way that this all functions. So I'm going to destroy this as well. So there we have, I have cleared some space to this area where our cargo hub was, and you can see the ghost of the Carnforth Central Cargo Hub has now appeared. So I'm thinking that we're going to need some kind of quadrant that we can, and it gives us plenty of space to expand it out from. I've learned a few things about how to build truck truck depots from playing this game in this series, and so we're going to utilize that to make the flow of them better. And we'll have 4 of them to go in each direction, which will have plenty of room for expansion. So let's go to buildings. Let's do our cargo depot. So the thing we want to do is we only want platforms on the right, like so. So that vehicles will come, they like to drop off and unload and load from the right hand side. So making our truck depots on the right only will mean that we can get them to flow in a nice pattern without making those loop-de-loops that they do like to do if you leave it in the normal fashion. So actually the first thing I'll do is create a grid system in the middle, which we're still working with the old style country roads at this time of the game. So orientating myself to north, south, east, west. I think I'm going to go sort of perpendicular to this river because it seems to go east, west pretty much exactly. So we'll go across there, I'm thinking, as our east-west, and then we'll go up that way for our north-south divide. So now we've got our cross, which is going to be the central point. X marks the spot for our depot. So vehicles from the north are going to come probably through this road, and from the north east they're going to come from there. From the northwest they're going to come from there. So I think the entrance to the depots needs to be on this side, all the platforms there, and then they can come out over here and go back in that loop. So we'll build the depot and let's see how we get on with this first one. So we'll go for there. We'll have the longest platform length. We will even make them longer. I want to have loads of room on this new setup. We've got quite a bit of money, so we're now in a position where we can flex a bit of cash and use it wisely, I hope. So I don't actually want to be too far away. I'm just thinking in terms of all the depots have got to connect to each other. So I think if we go somewhere like there, and we will, it's quite low down actually. I might need to raise that up actually. So let's delete that and rebuild. So yeah, that was, I didn't realize there was a little bit of an indentation going in there, so I'm going to just raise that up a touch, so make sure we're level with the, or at least a little bit higher than the area around, and go there again. And we'll configure this to add a bunch more platforms. So let's go there, there. Okay, so there's our first depot. I'm much happier with the look of that. We've got some nice, lovely long platforms here with extra cargo space. So we've got loads, 250 extra cargo space plus 120 on each platform. There is loads of room for all of our cargo in this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replicate that 3 more times. So we will have in total 32 platforms in our grand central cargo hub. I'm going to rename this one the Carnforth Central Hub Northwest NW, and I'll recreate 3 more and I'll be back with you in a moment and you'll see all the platform loveliness that we have to offer. So there we are, our new central cargo hub has been made, and doesn't she look fantastic? It's a beautiful thing. We have 32 platforms, 6 in length, 120 capacity on each, means we've got a capacity for thousands and thousands of cargo to go in here. I can't tell you how happy this makes me, apart from this little patch of green, and I might leave this one tree in there. I mean, you know, why not? A bit of nature. But I have used the paint tool as well to cover over some of the green so it all feels a bit more industrial. We've moved our truck depot to the end, and we've got medium country roads running around the edge to allow that. So the way this will work is vehicles will come in through the entrances, the one-way entrance that come out in the exits, and they will feed and off they go. There might be some congestion on this central one here. These ones should have a nice turning loop that way, and maybe I should have orientated those facing the direction that these are, but I'm quite happy with how this looks, and I'm hoping that this will work well. Last thing we need to do though, and you can see that all these are now connected, they all highlight to each other. I need to go through and reassign all of these, because if we look at the line manager as we are at present, we have all of them feeding into this northeastern cargo hub, and pretty much all of them look like they're going to the first terminal on there. So we need to sort that out pretty quick. The way I'm thinking of doing this is I'm going to let the vehicles, I'm going to assign them to one of the four depots that we have here, the southeast, southwest, and northwest. But I'm going to allow each line to use any of the platforms which are free, and I'm hoping that will mean we get free flowing traffic throughout this central section here. And I'll be back with you in another moment when that's all set up, and you'll see lovely lines going through the depot. And so we have all our cargo lines set up with the northeast, southwest orientations on the map, and I'm liking the look of it. We have some crossovers. I'm interested to see what the traffic looks like through this central section here, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. There's lots of lines, nicely distributed, and hopefully deconflicting from each other. I've spent all the money I have, so I really need to hit play, and with the less amount of cargo that I have now, I don't have as much cargo on here at all as I did. I'm really hoping that my earnings don't take a massive nosedive and ages to recover. So I'm going to hit that play button. I have no warnings. That was a long one. Let's see how we do. I'd actually like to put more cargo depots down, more warehouses like we have at this first one, but I've run out of money, and the money's coming in pretty quick already. So maybe we could start to do that as this starts to come through. So we'll drop in. Oh, I'm already in the negative. So my vehicle maintenance went out. I lost all my money. Oh no. So I'm gonna speed this up. I want to see if I've completely destroyed everything. Everything is connected to itself. So I'm really hoping that doesn't mean that I've somehow broken all of the connections. We have vehicles coming in. Our Carnforth logs. We have logs waiting here. 400 shipment. It's trying to ship out there, which is good, but also out to here, which may or may not be a problem. Not so keen on that. I did want it to come down this way towards Keynsham, so I might have to stop vehicles going in that direction. How are they getting there? Wolverton logs. Wolverton and Greenlays over here. Planks are coming down here. And then I think they're coming through this Chertsey goods line. So I might cut that off. I don't want to take logs away on the Chertsey line. They're going to Keynsham, so I think we can filter that out. So if we say at the central hub, do not load any logs. Let's see if that changes the demand that we have with these consumers. So we've already dropped 1, 2 at Wolverton and Greenlays, so that seems to have worked. That's what I like to see, and hopefully this shipping amount will transfer over to Swanscombe here, which should have a demand of 400, so it should demand the full load from this log factory. So yeah, that's increasing, and the consumers are balancing out towards what we want. We do have cargo building up, so it does look like stuff's able to go in. So Carnforth logs, for instance, is being dropped off in this depot here, and then Chertsey Goods wants to take it, but it won't be able to now. But it does seem that things are transferring between the cargo hubs, so it's a thing of beauty we've got going on. We've got some money coming back in. I may have bankrupt myself, so I really need this. I really need this to come through. So I might have to wait a minute to see if my money builds up, because I can't really do anything else other than watch this beautiful creation come in. Still got lots of horse and carts. I need to upgrade my vehicles. That will be a challenge that we will have to face. Oh, I just noticed I've got one on the wrong one. Oh, it's going to the southwest. It should be northwest, so we can manage this line. We can add back that cargo hub and remove this. So we had filters on here, not to load anything. And to make sure this is on a terminal. So we can take it off this one here. And make sure it's on a terminal that's not being used. So currently 3 is not being used. And then give it an extra platform. That should make life better, but it's got this. I don't know. Oh, it's because it's going out here as well, which is why I did that. Yeah. So maybe that was right. And this hub here is less used, so I'm going to switch it back. I'm going to do that. Just ignore me. I'm just being, you know, just being not a normal person. So again, replicate that. Give it a couple of platforms. I'm actually going to move it over to 5 and 6, and then get rid of this northeast hub. So that line. So they are doing that trip using that one there, and they're going to use this road. So far traffic is looking good. We're starting to get a lot of vehicles through. They seem to be stopping and waiting here for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe they're just trying to figure out where they're going to go. But they're taking the different entrances in. No gridlocks so far. And we have some money. And I've noticed over here, Carnforth, we got a tiny little platform on here. So I'm going to extend that platform and also put in a second one here. Allow the vehicles to use both sides of this one to avoid lower Carnforth is where we're at. Want to avoid the traffic that we might get, so give it a bit of room. We've got absolutely loads of oil coming. We're still using old horse and carts. We need to upgrade those, but I think I'm going to save that for the next episode once I've let this run through and saved up a bit of money, because I have a feeling upgrading our vehicles and optimizing through there is going to be absolute carnage in terms of my bank balance. But I'm pretty happy with how this is looking, actually. We've got, we can see where all the cargo is in the north, east, south, and west, or the northwest and all that. And that makes looking at this quite easy to see where things are going. This is our newest line with logs leaving here. And the shipping number is increasing. It's still quite small. We need to get those planks. Nothing is yet arrived at the Keynsham Tools factory or the planks there, and we only have the one vehicle pulling that demand. So do we have anything waiting on that line? So we have 14 now, so stuff is starting to come down. Maybe we should add some more vehicles onto this line just so it doesn't get completely overloaded. And we'll duplicate that, and I'll say we'll have 6 on there. Because why not? And we have the money to fully complete this depot. So I'm going to configure this, and I'm going to add in all these lovely little depots. I mean, they don't add that much to your capacity, but for the sake of the aesthetic and having the symmetry through them, at 80 grand a pop, which is not cheap, to be honest. I mean, I think the large ones cost the same amount, like 80,000. These cost 80,000 as well, so definitely don't use them unless you have to, like I am in a space constrained environment. And they are expensive for 25 cargo items between them. But yeah, that one costs 80,000 to go there, and I reckon I could squeeze a big one in there, and I can, and that's 80,000 as well, so that is absolutely crazy. If I do that with this one, oh, see, now it's looking good, you know. That is looking good. So we have our central cargo hub completely updated. Cargo being transformed between these, and this is not different from when you might have a truck depot next to a train station or a cargo dock and things transferring between them. Just because they're the same type doesn't mean they can't also transfer. And we can see here the logs really are starting to flow onto this Chertsey line, which is good. And the Keynsham line doesn't appear to have any of the logs yet. Where are the logs going for this? So the Swanscombe here. Are they going all the way? How are they getting here? So Keynsham Goods should have the logs waiting for it. Hey, look, oh no, it does. It does. Keynsham Goods. There it is, the 40. So yeah, the logs are there. They're not on the Chertsey Goods line. Lots of logs waiting to go to our tool factory, which is something you like to see. So I think that's all going to be for this episode. I know this was a bit of a stood in one place doing one thing episode, but I really like the look of this cargo depot, and I'm just going to watch it for a bit. I'm going to let my money roll in because I don't appear to have bankrupted myself. And the next episode, which if you want to see, make sure you subscribe, give me a comment what you'd like to see, anything like that. You know, I'm all here for that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be upgrading and trying to really maximize the lines we have because I'm feeling pretty confident now that this cargo depot could take a lot of vehicles. So we're going to upgrade our vehicles to the handy little can stats, and we're going to start to phase out some of our clippity-cloppity horses because they are running around our network and they are slowing us down. But we're going to need a heck of a lot of money for this. So I'm just going to leave this here. I'm just going to watch it happen. Watch all the massive cargo hub depot goodness. I'm very proud of myself, as you can probably tell from my voice. I am overly pleased with how this has come out. There's small niggles, I'll be honest. There's small things which I would have liked to made better, but I'm pretty happy with how this is going. So if you want to see the next video, we're going to upgrade our network. We're going to max out the CanStat vehicles. We're going to get rid of clippity-cloppity horses, and we're going full bore towards $1 billion. I'm the Tycoon engineer. If you like this video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.